Have you ever created a design that you absolutely love on paper, but when you try to transfer it to your final material, such as a Christmas card, it's ended up off-central and just positioned wrong? Well, I'm going to show you a couple of ways that you can make sure this is positioned perfectly every single time. The first thing that you can try is actually lettering your design in pencil first and then going over with your final pens. The downside to this is if you're using a light coloured pen, you might not actually be able to erase the pencil marks through that pen, so they might still show very slightly after on the finished piece. Now, one thing that you could try is something called a light box. Now this one here is just one I grabbed off Amazon that was about £20 at the time when I purchased it, and it has 5 different levels of brightness that allows me to adjust it depending on the thickness of material I'm working with. Now the cards that I am trying to make are a 300 GSM, so they're a pretty sturdy card. However, on the brightest setting I can pop my pencil design onto the light box and I can place my card over the top and you can see the design through. This will allow me to make sure that I can position it exactly where I want it before I then go over the top with my brush pens to create my finished card. Another option you have if you letter digitally like myself, so I like to do a lot of my designs on my iPad with my Apple Pencil, so I can create my design in Procreate and I can use my iPad as a light box as well. Now in order to do that we actually need to turn a setting on in our settings and accessibility, and this is called guided access. So if we search for guided access in the settings and make sure that's turned on, you'll need to set a passcode which will allow it to turn off. But once that's turned on, we can then go into our design. We can lay our card over the top to make sure it's the right size. So I'm just going to adjust it very slightly. Once I'm happy, I need to lock that screen so that when I'm putting my hand down to letter in pen, it's not going to move around. And to do that with the guided access turned on, I can press the lock button 3 times and it will start guided access. And this allows me to pop my card over the top and I can still see the design very slightly through that thick card, and then I can use that as a light box as well. And by using either of those methods, I have turned something that is off central into a perfectly finished Christmas card.